Engineer Percy Spencer invented the microwave in the 1940s by utilizing radar technology developed during World War II, and he called it the radar range. It wasn't available for home use until the 1960s and didn't become widespread in homes until the 1970s. Today, life without a microwave is hard to imagine for many of us, but we can only imagine what Spencer's friends thought when he placed their food into the space-age box, waited a couple minutes, pulled out a piping hot dinner and asked, "You tried that?" You Tried Dat, the microwave episode. Nick Novak's my pal. Chad Hancock.
Howdy.
Nick Geiger.
Hello.
So, guys, we're going to be microwaving some food tonight.
Mm-hmm. Before we get started, do you guys want to hear about my idea for a reverse microwave? No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, go ahead.
So, we're also talking a bit about some run-in with the heat, right? We're talking about heat in the microwave, and
Wow.
police also referred to as heat.
Uh-huh.
So, Chad, you said you've had some run-in with the law before, is that right?
Well, I was thinking about it because, like, at least here in the US, right? Like, a lot of people are getting vaccinated. Like, we're starting to think about, like, maybe traveling again, right? And my wife and I have been talking a little bit about, where we want to travel to next. And we were sort of reminiscing on a couple stories. And it reminded me of two incidences that I had with police when I was, like, overseas. The first one was when I was in India, actually. This was like a little bit over 10 years ago or so, 12 years, something like that. And we were going to see the Taj Mahal. And I had one of my coworkers had like arranged this trip. She was Indian, and she like had arranged like with a driver and everything, was going to drive us from Delhi all the way down to the Taj Mahal, which is like 4-hour drive, something like that each way. And the driver had got us this, like he had a van, and the four of us that went, we drove all the way down there, this bumpy road. And the whole time the driver is, well, he's speaking in Hindi, but my coworker is telling me that he's talking about how the cops are like along this road are just like such a pain in the ass all the time. And he always has to be like super careful about how he drives. So then on the way home, he like kind of didn't come to a fully complete stop at a stop sign or some complete bullshit like that, right? And we go through an intersection, and next thing we know, like this cop is pulling us over. And my coworker translated for me, but basically the cop just walked up to the window, and the guy rolled down the window, and the cop said something like, "Yeah, you just went through that intersection without stopping." And the driver said, "How much?" And the cop said, $100 or whatever. And the driver just like out of his wallet, $100, just hands it to him. And, and I was like, did he just bribe the cop just completely? My coworker's like, yeah, because if he gives him the ticket for it, it's going to be like 2-3 times the price. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh, they just straight up just hand the cop money, and the cop, like lets him go.
Wow.
Did he actually do it, or was the guy making
Yeah. He just opened up his wallet, pulled it out, and handed it to him like right there.
No, I mean, like, was he actually guilty of the violation, or was he
Oh,
just making it up?
I don't know. Maybe I wasn't paying that close attention at the time, but if it was like very ticky-tack kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So if our careers don't work, cop in India is a decent way to go.
Right. I mean, you gotta learn how to speak like Hindu and stuff like that, but other than that,
And just rub your fingers together, making the dollar sign.
Little more.
It's a little late.
Get those Indian policemen.
But it was just such like a weird thing to me at the time, like, because I would never in a million years think about like bribing a cop, here in the US. I mean,
Right.
you'd try to, and he'd probably like shoot you or something, because that's what they do here. But but then a couple years ago when we were in Laos, so we rented this scooter. We hit literally like we got the scooter at our hotel, like we got it right next to our hotel, and we're taking it out for just the first ride. So my wife hops behind me, I'm on the scooter, and the where we were staying, the streets were all like one way in like a very annoying way, so it was like kind of tough. And I literally just wanted to like pull out and turn left. So like I kind of walked the scooter up to the intersection and I did like a right turn and then like a very quick U-turn. There's no cars around at all. It's like a very quick U-turn so that I was then, kind of going the right way on the street, if that makes sense. And literally right on the other side of the intersection is like 3 cops just standing right there. And they just like start waving me over to the side.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, oh, geez. And I think my wife was just like, why are you stopping? Just keep driving. Because they were sort of like half-heartedly like waving me over, they're just standing there.
Brilliant
and
idea.
I easily could have just but as I pulled over,
You're in a scooter too. I mean, isn't that?
well, they were just standing there. They were like on foot, like they weren't catching me. So I pull over and the guy doesn't speak any English. I don't speak any Laotian. And he's just like talking at me. I have no idea what he's saying. And so finally, I run across the street and I get the guy from the hotel, like the front desk, who speaks both, right? To translate. And I'm like, hey, look, I just got pulled over by this cop. Can you come over and tell me what the fuck he's saying? So the guy's like, fine. So he comes across the street. And basically the cop was just saying to me, like, you have to give me $100 or whatever it was.
$100 is the international get out of jail free card.
Right.
Yeah, it wasn't $100 US. It worked out to like $20 or something like that, like whatever the amount was. And the guy's like, yeah, he wants you to like give him some money. And I was like, well, what if I don't? I don't want to give him some money. And he's like, well, if you don't give him some money, then they're going to like take you down to the station and it's going to like take all night and you probably won't have to pay anything, but basically your night's going to be ruined. And I looked at the hotel guy and I was like, will he take $10?
No, you're going to negotiate.
Yeah. At this point, like he'd been dealing with us for so long, I think he just wanted us to like get the fuck out of there. So he's just like, fine. So I just gave him the $10 and we like hopped on the scooter.
Oh, nice deal. Was the second cop waiting in line behind him? Now he wants money.
Yeah. He saw what a cheapskate you were with the first cop. That's illegal.
Illegal bribery.
Yeah.
Minimum bribe not. He'll arrest you for bribery.
You bribed him.
But even the hotel guy was like, why did you pull over? You should have just kept driving. Like, they're just here to ticket suckers. But I just felt so bad for that hotel guy, right? Like, having to, like, translate between the police and this, like, fucking idiot American, who, like, doesn't know how to just run from cops.
Never had someone actually either stop or refuse to pay them money. They had no idea what to do.
The guy yells stop and you pulled over and he's like, do we hold them up for money? I don't know what to do. No one's ever stopped before.
How much is the ticket? Just say $20. I don't know.
We don't even have a jail.
I was just fanning my face. He thought I was waving him over.
I'm not even really a cop. I'm just going to a Halloween party later. I just really like village people.
Geiger, what was your law issue?
Had a couple run-ins with the heat, as it were. I totally got ramrodded too by somebody pulling me over just to see if I was drunk or not, just based on the time of night I was driving. And then when he realized I wasn't drunk, he told me my taillight was out. So I had to go take a day off, half day off work to go into court to prove my taillight was fixed, even though when I went to the mechanics, my lights were working fine. The mechanic's like, oh yeah, he just pulled him over to see if he was drunk.
Uh-huh.
So it turned out, I was hammered, so I had to pay the guy $100. So I drive home, but
he's like, I was just fanning my hand into your taillight to smash it.
I was just fanning beer fumes into my mouth. But no, so probably the weirdest cop interaction. So when I was in high school, I was a moron. Slightly less of a moron.
That's not illegal.
Yeah. Oh, it almost got to that point. No, I was driving. It was my first time with a license, and I was terrible. I was a terribly inattentive driver, and I was following my mom. So we were going to go drop my car off at the mechanic to get my oil changed, and then I was going to hop in her car, and she was going to go take me to get my hair cut. And I was just not paying attention, looking down, like playing with the radio. The road turned. I kept driving straight off the road, and it was like snowy, and just like smashed my car into a tree. like totaled my car.
Wow.
Badly. It was like up in the air. I was super pissed.
I mean, were you okay?
Yeah, I was fine. There was no
Okay.
incidents other than like my wounded pride and the fact that I knew I wasn't gonna be able to afford another car for several years. I was really pissed off.
The tree was waving you over.
The tree was waving me over. I paid it 100 acorns. What do trees want? So
Acorns. Yeah, that's what they want.
acorns. That's how it works, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Cop comes by, and they get in his car, and he's like, this guy is. I know I was angry and not in the mood to hear him, and he was probably just trying to do his job. But it was like he was trying out for some dumb fucking like cop drama show. He was like, "I just want you to understand that I know you're mad right now, but at least you're okay." I'm like, "Shut up! Write me up for whatever you're gonna write me up for. I don't want to talk about this." My mom comes, so he had to. First of all, he's like, "So what happened?" I'm like, "I drove straight into a tree," and he's like, I'm sure it was slippery." I'm like, "Nope." Drove into a tree. I was like really direct about it. I'm like,
this guy, he seems really nice so far. He's like, it's just important you're okay. What happened? Just tell me what happened. I drove into a fucking tree.
What do you want? So I'm slumped over in this car. So my mom, like, realizing suddenly that I'm not behind her anymore, is retracing her steps, sees my car just smashed into a tree, comes flying up to the cop car, starts pounding on the window. "Is my son dead?" And screaming. And she goes, "Right in the back seat, ma'am." So she gets in. First thing she says to me, "What the fuck did you do?" And he goes, "Ma'am, the real question is he all right?" I'm like, "Oh, God damn it,
Wow.
OB, when do you knock it off?" So she's like, "I'm officer, not right now. What did you do? You how much this car?" And she's like reaming me out. He goes, ma'am, plastic and metal, that can be replaced. Flesh and blood." And then he like whips around and he goes, "You don't get that back." I'm like, "God, what a fucking idiot."
Now here's $100 and I'm going to fan you on your way.
So she goes, "What happened?" He goes, "He gave me a report. He said he just drove straight into the tree." And I'm like, now mortified. So I'm like, because I sound like the biggest moron, and I was. So just then we hear this knock, knock, knock on the window, and some dude, and he's like, "Yeah." He goes, "Yeah, hey, I saw the whole thing happen." I don't know why he waited 20 minutes to come over, and he goes, "I saw the whole thing happen in case you need a witness." He goes, "Oh, sure." And he like gets out this witness form. He's like writing down all his details, all his address, his phone number, all that. "All right, so what happened?" "Yeah, he pretty much drove straight into a tree." I'm like, "What? Why did you come by to tell us this?" Like, that's not helpful. It's not like I saw him swerving or he dutched something. Like, "Yeah, I made a straight line to a tree."
Turns out that guy was also auditioning for like Witness on a cop show.
Right.
Was he like, metal can be replaced, but $100 it lasts forever. Give me $100.
That's forever. So yeah, long story short, I totaled my car and I didn't have another car for like 4 years. It was pretty frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
But I was okay. I guess the cop was right. He was actually, it's not an example of a cop being a douchebag. He was annoying because I think
The one time in history a cop's been like a nice guy and
Yeah,
you're
he
just
sounded really
making
nice.
fun of him. You're like, "This fucking asshole, he wasn't mean to me."
I gave him $100. He gave me his squad car to drive from now on.
All right. Well, we've got snacks to eat. We're gonna have to heat them up here. We're gonna rate them on a 5-point scale. Love that, like that, indifferent to that, dislike that, and hate that. Okay, so today, through the magic of editing,
Wow.
we have these foods ready and microwaved. So we're gonna start with the breakfast item, the Kodiak Cakes Flapjack Power Cup, buttermilk and maple.
This is the one I think with the highest chance to be shitty.
The process was strange. So it comes in. This comes in like if you've ever had, listeners may be most familiar with this with like an Easy Mac type of container.
Mm-hmm.
You fill water to a fill line, and it just looked like basically pancake powder in there. And then you put the water in for a minute and stir it, and it becomes sort of, I don't know, how do you describe this?
Gooey? Is yours gooey? I nuked mine several minutes afterward, like it said, to keep doing 10, 15-second intervals, and I did it like 4 or 5 times. It's still kind of gooey. My wife eats these a bunch.
She eats these cups?
These type of cups. I don't know if it's this one, but a gluten-free version of it.
We actually buy a lot of Kodiak cakes pancake mix.
Yeah.
Because it's like their pancakes are like high in protein, and which is supposedly good for like toddlers or whatever the fuck. But
Right.
anyways, we buy them, and then I'll usually like mix shit in, to make them like taste better. But I've never had this like cup before, and this just tastes like uncooked batter. The consistency a little bit. I was like wondering, did I not microwave it enough? Am I gonna die?
Yeah, I'm wondering if this is an issue of preparation, but I followed the directions. Like, I don't know if I'm just supposed to keep nuking it until it dries out. But right now, it just kind of feels like I'm eating wet bread.
I only did the 1 minute. I didn't do any extra.
Oh, wow. Yours has got to be soggy.
The smell reminds me a lot of like mashed potatoes. If you ever had like the powdered mashed potatoes, there's something about the smell really reminds me of that.
It claims it's a buttermilk and maple flavor. I taste no maple. I don't know about you guys.
No. There's a tiny little bit of sweetness if you get it in the right bite, but like almost indiscernible.
Would you taste, like, if you were blindfolded and had to eat it, would you say it was a pancake based thing?
Why'd you dunk this hot dog bun in a cup of water?
Yeah. I don't know if I mean, there's sort of a vague pancake flavor there, just in the sense that like pancakes are bread, right? Like,
I would say it's like a chewy. Yeah, I would say if you did that test, I would maybe guess it's like a bready tasting oatmeal, but that because it's got that consistency. But
like the world's shittiest bread pudding, something like that.
Right.
You're up first, Gaggy. What do you think of this?
Yeah, I could see on the go this being a good concept, but this actual food just needs to go, not be on the go, because it's not good. Maybe I just need to nuke the ever loving fuck out of it for another like 10 minutes until it's hard as a rock. I don't know. It's just really, I feel like I'm eating raw bread, and it's like an unnerving. It doesn't taste terrible. Like, it doesn't taste okay. It just doesn't taste like anything other than bread, like soggy bread, which I don't normally go out of my way to eat undercooked bread. Dislike that. I don't know. I mean, it's weird. It's just weird. It's not revolting. It's nowhere near in like the top grossest things we've had. It's just kind of like, it's not good. I don't know. It's a weird consistency, and the taste doesn't really overcome it. So,
what do you think, Chad?
Well, here's what I'd say. Like, no one eats plain pancakes, right? Like, you don't just have a pancake with nothing on it. You douche it in syrup, or you mix in fruit or something, right? Like,
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you're just not going to eat a plain pancake, right? And that's what this is. That's why I'm like, why do they advertise this as buttermilk and maple? If there was actually like a strong maple syrup flavor here, and the consistency wasn't quite so fucked, I could absolutely eat this, right? Like, I love pancakes. It's one of my favorite breakfast foods. But this thing, it feels underbaked, and it's so bland. The consistency is going to drag it down to me. The flavor is not terrible, but it's just so plain. But I'm going to give it a dislike that because of the consistency.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. It's going to be 3 dislikes. Breakfast foods, I think, translate least well to taking them on the go. Like ones that you would normally cook. Something unlike
you
cereal.
don't normally eat like
just,
an omelet in the car.
Yeah, like egg, like
go on the hiking trail with an eggs over easy, just pull it out.
Like versions of eggs, like the McDonald's egg thing,
Yeah.
or like stuff you have to when they have those like eggs you can microwave, and it's just never as good. Not even as good. It's just never even decent. So I'm gonna give this a 3rd dislike. It's just, I don't know what to make of it. There's no chance I would ever prepare this and take this for a snack or any reason. So 3 dislikes, an unwelcome visitor, and who should come strolling to the door next but 4 cheese Rice-A-Roni.
Right. You already know my first critique of this.
3 too many cheeses?
Guess what I'm going to do, guys? I'm going to brown it out. I'm going to brown out my toilet.
4 too many cheeses. Okay. Have you guys ever had Rice-A-Roni? I don't actually think I have.
Yeah.
We had it a lot growing up. I actually liked it a lot growing up, too. We can't have it now because my wife can't eat it. But
I've never, and I've probably spoken to Gary this before, I do not like boil-a-bag rice, especially ever since I got a rice maker. Like, I can't go back to eating like bags of rice that you put on the stove. And this is kind of the same. This was the same thing where you filled up to a line And this really, I mean, this was almost exactly like making Easy Mac just with rice instead of noodles.
I'm surprised actually that if it's just rice that it's not gluten-free. That's weird to me.
This one might be Rice-A-Roni itself, I think.
No,
Has
it
like
says
some
wheat
flour or
flour is the
something.
second ingredient.
The 4 cheeses are Parmesan, cheddar, Gouda, and gluten. I will say right off the bat, this is much better than the pancake.
This reminds me a lot of like my college days, because in college I would eat a lot of not just like boxed Kraft mac and cheese, but I would also buy those like the microwave ones like this, the Easy Mac. I think in college I tried pretty much every Kraft product. Like I used to get even the one where it's like a gooey cheese, like a like a cheese sauce that you'd put over it, which somehow
Yeah.
is worse than the powder. I'm not sure why. Like it, but and I would eat these microwave ones, and in retrospect, like I would never do that today. And eating this, I feel the same way. Like if I had known about this in college, it might have been something that I would have got, right? Because like the cheesy flavors are right. The rice tastes a little undercooked to me. I wonder if I just have like a shitty microwave or something like that. But it's okay. But I would never, ever, ever eat this now. Never, ever would I buy this. I think I'm just gonna go indifferent to that because it's not gross. It is better than the pancake, but I'll never get it again. I probably won't even finish this bowl that we have right here.
I mean, that's what high school and college is about. It's about eating shitty food, driving your car straight into a tree. It's things that you do when you're young and dumb.
Yeah.
I think if they made a version of this that was like the yellow rice, like the Mediterranean yellow rice or something, I could actually like it. I think what's holding it back a bit is the cheese flavor just is that very like processed Kraft cheese type of taste to it.
Yeah.
And it's not bad. Chad is putting it back spoonfuls.
No one should ever eat this. Gulp, gulp, gulp.
I said I'm not going to finish the bowl, and then I looked down, and there's really not that much left.
The thing is, it's not bad. Like, it tastes okay. But I really don't think I can finish the bowl. And not in like I can't finish it. Now when Geiger goes, I'm going to finish it in 4 seconds. So,
what I mean, I can't finish the bowl. I mean, I won't actually eat the container.
we're going to be in another agreement here. I'm going to go indifferent to that. It's not bad, but I just would never seek this out. So, Geiger, do we have a lazy electioneer?
I'm torn between indifferent and I dislike it. To me, for something advertised as 4 cheese, the cheese flavor isn't even that strong. It's like barely cheesy. And it's obviously going to be that way.
I definitely don't taste 4 different cheeses. That is for sure.
No, I taste one generic cheese. I think this kind of thing is fine. Like I could see in a pinch, like whipping this up as a side dish for the family or something. Like, you know, not making 4 cups, but just like something, a mix like this. We use like Zatarain's once in a while and things like that. Those are fine. And I do. Part of me did make me nostalgic for when we did eat Rice-A-Roni, which I really did like as a kid. But it's not good. It just kind of tastes hot. It's really not like there's no flavor to it. Again,
just
like the last
hot.
one, it's just warm. It's not like I don't really taste that much cheese to it. It's not bad, but I kept thinking the whole time like, oh, I should add like hot sauce to this or put like ground beef or like vegetables or something to make it like texturally or more tasty. You know what? I'm gonna give it a dislike. That I did eat a fair amount, so like it probably sounds like hypocritical of me, but it really isn't good. I was eating it because it's just there and I'm a garbage disposal. So I'm gonna give it a dislike. That I don't think it's very good.
I will say the aftertaste sucks too.
Yeah, that's not good.
Mm-hmm.
The 4 cheeses I was reading up are Parmesan, cheddar, Romano, and blue cheese.
Man, Ray Romano would be rolling in his grave right now.
Yeah,
except that he's alive.
and he has nothing to do with the cheese, probably.
All right, segment time. And today, since we're talking about hot foods, we're going to do a little segment called The Hottest, where I'm going to give you a category, and you're going to have to say what is the hottest of that category. A couple of them will have options because it's really hard to come up with the thought. But 10 different ones we're going to move through. It's going to start real easy. Now, you can both say the same thing and both get a point, on the same the same category. We're going to start real easy. What is the hottest color flame? And let's start with Chad.
Well, I know blue is hotter than orange.
Yeah.
But is there like a green flame or a purple flame or maybe a black flame? I'm going to go blue.
Geiger?
I'm pretty sure there is no such thing as a black flame.
The black flame.
You want black flame. I am going to say white.
That is, I thought someone might say white, but it technically is blue.
It is blue. I thought it was blue, but I wanted it to be different. So,
but I actually had to look that up, which was blue or white was the hottest. Because it is a debate. All right.
So we say white hot, whatever.
Right.
No.
The white hot black flame.
The white hot black flame.
All right. What is the hottest planet? Yeah, you're gonna start out next. You got a 1 in 8.5 choice.
It's got to be Mercury, right? It's right by that old sun.
Until someone dunks on Shaq on Pluto. It's not a planet.
No. Yeah, I'll say Mercury. I think is hottest.
I'm 90. I might sound like a dumbass here, but I'm 99% sure it's actually Venus because of the greenhouse gases on Venus.
Chad, I should have let the nerd go first.
Yeah, no kidding.
Because he is right.
Sorry, not all of us slept overnight learning about planets shitting in a cart.
That's a good thought. Like, I didn't think about it either because Mercury is just closer to the sun.
That's no atmosphere, yeah.
Yes, but yeah, Venus is the leader there. All right, Chad, you're going to start this one out. What is the hottest pepper?
Yeah, do this one, bookworm.
Yeah, this is not my area of expertise. Because I know that I don't even know peppers besides bell, which it's not. It's definitely not bell pepper. I know
It's not Julius Peppers.
They have all those like death pepper sauce or some shit, right?
Yeah.
Like
if you don't know, this one's going to be a hard pull.
Ghost pepper sounds like a thing. Let's go with ghost.
Okay.
Ghost pepper's up there, I think. I think from what I last saw, the old pepper news, that it was the Carolina Reaper is the hottest pepper. Or no, shit. There was one.
No, I'll stop you.
That's fine, but there was one that was hotter.
Yeah. Oh, maybe there is, but Carolina Reaper is the well-renowned, or is thought of as the hottest.
Okay.
Maybe there has since been like Pepper O.
I thought there was one from like Asia that was
Pepper O. Where's Ghost on that list? Is it number 2 or what?
I don't know. I just was looking up hottest things, and Carolina Reaper was the pepper listed as hottest pepper. All right. The hottest spot in the United States that gets regularly the highest average temp. Hottest spot in the United States. And this one is starting with Geiger.
Hottest spot. So not like the coolest nightclub. You're saying like temp.
The Jersey Shore, baby.
GTL.
Rice-A-Roni factory.
Yeah, that gets very warm in there.
Just warm.
Hottest spot. I want to say it's somewhere in. I'll say Arizona. Like that. I don't know where. Like Tempe. I don't know. I'm just gonna guess a city. Arizona.
All right.
Sounds hot.
Tempe, Arizona. Chad, what do you think?
Tempe, short for temperature, highest.
Right.
I think it's Death Valley in California.
Bingo. It is Death Valley.
Oh, look at you.
Home of The Undertaker. Just also remember.
My birthplace is the Venus of the United States. Rest in peace.
The second hottest is my mom's Venus. All right, next.
Wow. Okay.
He said
Did
that
you
line,
say
didn't
my mom's Venus or my mom's Venus?
Mons.
My mother's Venus.
My mom's Venus. It's so hot.
It's my favorite tongue twister. Yeah. All right. Next up. Chad, because of your music taste, you might have a better shot at this. All right. On the Billboard Hot 100, in the week this is recorded, I'm going to tell you the top 3 songs. Yeah. Which one is number 1?
I think I know this without you telling me, but go ahead.
I hadn't heard a single one of these songs. Okay. Is it My Life by J. Cole, 21 Savage, and Morey? Is it Levitating by Dua Lipa featuring DaBaby? Or is it Good For You by Olivia Rodrigo?
Okay, I think it's Good For You, Olivia Rodrigo.
Okay, you agree with that?
I'm going to say J. Cole. I thought it was that other Olivia Rodrigo song, the Suburbs one, or Driver's License or something. But I'll say J. Cole.
You guys both know more than me. It is Good For You by Olivia Rodrigo, the hottest song in the country right now.
I thought you were going to say it was the new BTS song, Butter, because that's like broke some YouTube records for like most listens in 24 hours or something
This
like that.
guy, he's got all this planetary knowledge, yet he's jamming to the sickest beats. How can I compete with this guy? He's like a scientist DJ.
I actually don't. I have never listened to a single Olivia Rodrigo song, but I know of her.
I played it and I'm like, maybe I just have heard this, and then I hadn't heard it. It did not sound familiar at all. Okay, 4-1.
Chad also tended to know songs like 2 weeks before they got to the Midwest somehow. Like it was always like, oh yeah, this was popular in California like 3 weeks ago.
Right. Then it got to us, and then it will get to Wisconsin in 2026.
And then Wisconsin will turn it into a country song.
Wisconsin's just finding out about Backstreet Boys.
Mandatory J. Cole.
Okay. Geiger, which is the hottest ticket? Which of these tickets cost the most money? The Super Bowl, the TED Conference, or the Olympics opening ceremonies?
It's
the hottest ticket in town, baby.
I'm going to go just based on pure scarcity. You'd have to think just the Olympic ceremony because it's the most infrequent of those things.
All right.
Would be the hottest ticket.
Geiger says Olympics. Chad, what do you think?
If it's fucking TED Talk, I'm going to be furious. God. There's no way it's TED Talk.
YouTube. Is TED Talk just that teddy bear from the Wahlberg movie talking?
Yes.
All right, wait, you're saying for the conference, right? Like the whole conference, which is like maybe a week long or whatever the fuck it is?
It's a Super Bowl, TED Conference, Olympics.
All right, fuck it. I'm going to go TED Conference.
It is by far TED Conference.
Because I was thinking it's probably like a week. It's probably like a week-long thing or something like that. And so, and you wouldn't have included it if it wasn't the answer. Was my other reason I picked it.
That's good thinking. Yeah. All right, Chad, which is the hottest Avenger of all the Avengers?
Here's where Novak's objectivity comes in.
Which one is the hottest? There's a pretty clear answer on this. There's a pretty clear answer.
There is a clear answer. Well, I don't know. There's a clear answer for me, but is it clear for you? I don't know. Yeah. For me, it's Thor, hands down Thor. But I could see you saying it's going to be like, I could see you saying like Ruffalo or some shit like that. So, but I'm going with Thor.
Rumpled ass Mark Ruffalo.
I like Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, I like him too. Don't think he's hot.
I didn't look. I haven't said my answer yet. All right,
you can see Novak's pants tightening when you said Ruffalo.
There were no more ruffles in his pants after I said Ruffalo.
His eyes turned green. His penis just started getting green and enraged.
I did a TED Talk on Ruffalo.
I did do it. It was a week long of Ruffalo talk. I actually think that the clear answer is also Hemsworth.
It's Hemsworth. You both got it. There's no debate in there. No, look, I like a Scarlett Johansson as much as the next guy, but Hemsworth is in a different ballpark than the rest of these guys.
Yeah.
So. All right. Yeah. A couple more. Which one is
Look,
the hottest?
I like a talking raccoon as much as the next guy, but Hemsworth. Anyways, go ahead.
Oh yeah, it could have been Bradley Cooper. We could have counted that.
Nope, the raccoon.
Which is the hottest? This is a guy question for the lady. Talking about the ladies. Which is the hottest lingerie color?
Ooh.
Do you think that you'd most like to see a lady wear?
It's overrated, to be honest.
Just talk about color.
Overrated.
Just color. All right.
Color is overrated.
Naked skin color is what I want to see. No,
Geiger, you're first.
Yeah. No, it's fine. Green and gold. No, I'll say black if I had to choose.
All right.
I think the traditional answer would be red, right? Like I feel like that's what you see in most of the marketing materials. My personal preference would be blue.
Geiger got this one. It's black. Just the most, it's traditional. It's traditional for a reason.
Yeah.
So, Geiger, I think you need to get both of these with no Chad getting them
Yeah.
to have a shot here. All right.
Cool.
Which one of these things makes you the hottest under the collar? Is it a crying kid on a plane, someone chewing with their mouth open, or someone not picking up after their dog?
So this is your opinion, I take it?
Right. Which one makes me the hottest under the collar?
All three of these grinds my gears. I will say the first one, although it might be annoying, I am much more understanding being a parent now. Like, I just feel bad for the parent, really.
Because you have a kid, right?
Because I understand that they're not doing it on purpose. And, so we can eliminate the first one. It really comes down to chewing with mouth open and not picking up after the dog. I have a feeling Chad's going to say the dog one. But I personally can't stand sitting at a table when someone's like, mwah, 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 like just like showing me, like talking a little bit while your mouth's full is fine. It's just just showing me all your food, like that is disgusting.
And yet here you are on a podcast where we regularly talk with our mouthful into a microphone for listeners.
You can talk with your mouthful without showing me all the contents. So
check out this Rice-A-Roni.
Look at all 4 cheeses. I will say the second one, chewing with mouth full.
All right,
or chewing with mouth open.
What do you think?
Chewing with your mouth full is what you need to do.
Swallow your damn food.
I actually don't mind that second one, the chewing with the mouth full. I mean, I know it's like impolite or whatever, but like I that personally doesn't bother me. I don't give a shit about that. Okay. I actually, with the plain one, I agree with Geiger. I do understand it now because I have been that parent where my daughter was just crying on the plane or whatever. It still annoys the shit out of me. And I used to say that if there was an airline where it was nobody under like 8 allowed and the tickets cost twice as much, like I would exclusively fly that airline. And I probably still feel that way. But the worst of these is the dog thing.
Yeah,
every time I see somebody who like doesn't pick up after their dog, I imagine in my head their dog getting distracted by like something across the street, darting across the street.
No.
The person chasing them and the person getting killed by a car. Oh, that's what I imagine. And then the dog going to the home of a good dog owner. So there you go.
A happy ending, just a murdered person.
All right. I knew kid crying on a plane. We all have had little kids recently. We're gonna let that one fly. Picking up after your dog is not picking up is very gross. It is super annoying. If it's not on my lawn though, I just kind of walk by and say, well, that's an idiot. But chewing with your mouth open, that one can grind my gears. I hate it. I really, really hate it. So that one is the winner. And Geiger catching up here. Let's see how this last one goes. All right, the last one's got a little media involved in it. So when we were younger, do you remember hotlines, right? Where they'd say, call 1-900 so-and-so and talk to blah, blah, blah. Do you remember that kind of stuff on TV that there would be advertisements for?
Like sex hotlines or like...
No, they're just like, they would be for kids products sometimes, or they want you to join a club or...
Or like when I used to call the Nintendo Power Hotline because I couldn't find like the secret letter in Mega Man 5 or whatever.
Yes.
And yet you still jacked off like it was a sex line?
Right.
About Mario.
Yes, tell me how to beat Leaf Man.
What color is Peach's lingerie? Blue? Oh God.
So I'm going to give you I'm going to play 3 hotlines for you. Some media of some hotlines, and you're going to tell me which is the hottest hotline. All right.
Okay.
All right. The first one, listen to the first one here.
Hulk Hogan's running wild on the WCW, and I want to tell you about it right now. Call the Hulk Hogan hotline, 1-900-737-HULK. It's got 8 incredible options, like Beat the Hulk, Hulk Trivia, and one of my great Hulk messages. There's always something new on the Hulk Hogan hotline. Call now, 1-900-737-HULK. Call costs $1.49 per minute. Kids get parents' permission. Charges will appear on a parent's phone bill.
$1.50.
All
There's
right.
8 things Hulk can do with you?
I guess you stopped it before he said, hit 8 while I say racist stuff while I fuck your friend's wife or whatever it was.
Push 7 if you want to hear me take down Gawker.
I was reading about it where you could fight somebody and like you push button, like there's a fake match in there where it says, now he's punching you, press 5 to do a pile driver.
That's cool. Or his famous Hulk talk? Is that what he was going to
One
give
of them
you?
was like, or hear one of my famous Hulk messages.
Press 6 to just listen to the audio of my cameo from Gremlins 2. Like, what?
That is a shitload of money, especially when these came out.
$1.50
A minute.
Man,
So really-
fuck him.
You can't finish a match in less than 9 moves, too, so you're going to be on there for 5 minutes at least.
Do you want to hear
All right, here comes the next one. Whoops. So organized. Here we go.
horrifying tales of vampires, zombies, werewolves, and more? Then pick up your phone and dial the premier horror hotline, 1-900-MONSTER. Talk directly to demons so scary you'll be dying for more. Under 18, we'll get your parents' permission before calling. $2 for the first minute, 45 cents each additional minute. 1-900-MONSTER. Dial in and freak out.
All right.
I mean,
So-
if you're on there for a really long time, that turns out to be a much better deal than the Hulk one, so.
On this, you can talk to demons.
Talk to a demon on the phone? Hello! Demon here.
Press 7 to talk to the most evil of all. You push it and it's like, hey, it's Hulk Hogan. You got transferred over to my line.
What are these demons saying to you? Is it Wolfman? Like,
Roar.
zip your pants.
Hey, it's a count. Dr. Wiley's underwear is blue. Ah. That's my count. I don't know why he sounds like that.
Hey, I'm a walking here in Transylvania.
Ah.
Yeah, I don't get it. I really wanted to
Demons.
call and see.
A demon hanging out by the phone in case somebody call.
Yeah.
Put me through to the gaping maw of hell, please.
I hope that phone is still active like 20 years later and you call it up and like some demon's like, oh shit, my first call in 15 years. He like doesn't know what to do.
Some demon is all worried about being scary.
Hello, Jeffrey Demon here. How can I help you?
Yeah, what color laundry you got on? Boo.
I hope one of them is like, press 6 to hear our 3D recreation of a mummy. Like that.
Let me know if it's hot for you, baby. Are you close? Okay, I guess you're done. All right. That didn't take long at all. I still paid $2 for the first minute. I thought I was gonna have to keep going.
All right. Well, maybe the best is yet to come here. So here we go in the last one.
This is Dial and Insult. This is Dial and Insult. Oh, 1-900-2-INSULT. Dial and Insult.
Violent insult?
Are you having a bad day? It's about to get worse. There's a guy called Sophie who's waiting to cry. Dial out. He's gonna cut you down. Gonna let you know that you're nothing but a clown. You'll get him, Sophie. $1 per minute, $2 fast minute. Kids get permission. 1-900-2-INSULT. Call now and you'll never be the same again.
I'll be insulted so bad I'll never be the same again?
You call up, they're like, you're a piece of shit who's out $2. Click.
One of the lines was, if you're having a bad day, it's about to get worse.
Hey, having a rough day? Have some complete stranger toss non sequiturs at you. What the fuck? I mean, that was, to be fair, that was a very good rap.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has got some rap skills.
To get insulted by the Hulkster press, too.
It's just bleep.
To have a demon insult you, press 3. So who insults you? Just a random person? Or is it like some guy I should know?
Some guy
Lee Trevino will insult you. All right, I guess.
Yeah, what do they say? I really wonder what they say.
I really want to call that. I got to be honest. I really want to call it. You think it's still active?
This is Frankenstein. You're a piece of shit.
The insults are just completely non-clever. You're a fucked up ball of shit. What? All right. I hope you fucking die. That's not really an insult. That's just mean. So now wait a minute. Which is the hottest one? Like,
This is the werewolf. I fucked your wife. Click.
This is the werewolf. Me and Hulk Hogan tag teamed your wife. You're a piece of shit.
Yeah, brother.
Hey, what's up, demon? Hey, Hulkster. Where's this guy's wife?
We're on a 3-way call.
They all just unite.
I teamed up with the werewolf because he's the only one that got hairier balls than me, brother.
Can I pay the insult guy to insult Hulk? Your tights are shitty.
Yeah, you call it up and they just like press 3 and the mummy just goes like, Hulk Hogan's tights are shitty. This is the mummy. Click. You're like, what? I'm not even Hulk Hogan.
This is the mummy. I'm a mummy.
The mummy's just like, he got me. All right, so which is the hottest hotline?
Well, how do we define hottest in this context? Like the most popular, you think? Like the hottest.
I mean, they're called hotlines, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go.
I'll say, like at its peak, I bet the Hulk one got a lot of dumb wrestling fan kids to like call it. Like I don't know who calls a hotline to get insulted by a stranger, and I don't know
Dial an insult.
who's gonna be scared talking on the phone to a ghost. I don't even get it.
I'd be more scared talking to Hulkster, honestly.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the real Hulk Hogan. Hey kid. Yeah, no, I'm just doing Quaaludes. Like,
Hey kid, that's what he's telling a kid who calls the hotline.
Hey kid. Oh wait, am I supposed to insult you? Which line is this? Yeah, your parents are shitheads. Oh no, sorry.
Yeah, I just took my dick out. Oop, wait, I'm sorry. No.
Hey kid, I just took my dick out. Oh, sorry. Hold on.
There's also a fuck Hulk hotline.
Wrong line. I just gave you a clothesline. All right. Anyways, back to pulling out my dick.
Wait, my other phone's ringing. Hey, you're a piece of shit. Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Around the mummy.
Oh wait, hold on.
They're all run by Hulk.
Oh, that's the horror hotline. This is the ghost of Hulk. You're also a piece of shit. Okay.
I just got all my bases covered.
Why couldn't they give this one to the fucking Undertaker? I don't know why I gotta do this. Yeah, I think it's hottest here in Hulk Fuck My Wife, so I'll take Hulk. Isn't that an option 8 where he fucks your wife and you listen to it?
Yeah.
It's like a cuck thing.
Yeah.
Hey kids, make sure you have your parents' permission to call and listen to me cuck your mother.
Hey kids, the call's coming from inside the house, brother.
And my penis is inside your mom, brother. The call's inside the house, just like my penis is inside your mom. Oh boy. My judgment of hottest is going to be the one that I would like to call, which is the insult one. Just out of most morbid curiosity, I think that one sounds funniest. So I'll take that one.
All right. I did not. This is the only one I did not pick a winner of ahead of time because I was so busy finding the videos. And since it was already decided, we'll say monster.
Can't go wrong with all three, really. They're all winners.
Yeah, all great. All right, let's eat the popcorn before it gets too cold on us. The final snack, the Quinn Pure Pop Bag, the Parmesan and rosemary flavored popcorn. Now, part of the problem with this one, so here's some good things about it. I enjoyed the like partially see-through bag because then you could kind of, because sometimes popcorn like is not popping enough, but it's because the bag was like burning.
Yeah.
And this one you could actually tell. The problem was there were too many damn steps to make this popcorn. There were multiple different little bags I had to rip open, pour in. There was a oil bag I had to put in, and then a powder bag that also had to be ripped open and poured in.
The powder bag was the Parmesan and rosemary seasoning. And the oil was like a sunflower oil or some shit.
Now, I was worried this wouldn't be salty enough because I like salty popcorn, but we'll see. I love popcorn, so.
It's definitely salty enough, I'll say that.
Yeah.
It is I think it depends on how well you mix the bag, but that Parmesan and rosemary flavor is pretty strong.
Indeed.
Whew. So the problem, look, it's not bad popcorn, and I think I will give it credit for having strong flavor, but I saw other flavors of this. This particular flavor is just not my favorite. I think the Parmesan is a little much. I saw it was powder, and it just has that taste that I thought would come from the powder. My wife did try this while we were eating it, and was motioning that she loved it. So I think this could be really on the note for some people. For me, it was too many steps. I would not buy this popcorn again. It's just okay. I would rather have just a buttery, salty, regular popcorn. I'm going to give this an indifferent to dat. So this could get interesting. Geiger, what do you think?
Sounds like this popcorn just called the insult line. Had to hear a bunch of shit talked about it.
Hey, popcorn, I fucked your mom. Anyways, go ahead.
Press 7 to pile drive the popcorn. I like popcorn, as we said. Actually, we didn't say it. I did.
I said it. You like popcorn.
It's fair. It's fair. The mixture does seem evenly distributed. Like the way to get this, I was worried when I had to pour the thing on and pour the seasoning in. I thought there'd be some clumps that were like way too seasoned and others not. It mixed it through. The Parmesan is fine for me. I think the rosemary is kind of strong, which is rosemary is a good flavor, but as an accent, not as a predominant flavor. At least for me. But all in all, I do like it. It's like what I do kind of like about it, and I love like gross, buttery, salty movie theater popcorn just as much as the next person. I really do. But I do appreciate this one. It feels lighter. The oil is certainly there, but it doesn't feel like heavy and like gross and greasy, like to the point where it's disgusting. It feels a little lighter. And I do agree, like I didn't burn any of the kernels this time, which is nice. I will give this a mild like that. I do kind of like it. I'm wondering how I'll feel when I eat the whole bag. If like the rosemary and Parmesan will get like that flavor will get
when I eat the whole
I'm going to do it. It's going down. But press 8 to hear me throw up. No, but I mean, I wonder if that flavor will get too heavy for me. But for now, I like it.
Okay, so it's got a like and a different. Now, it hasn't necessarily won, because if Chad gives it a hate, we still will have a tie. And Chad, as we know famously, not a huge popcorn fan. So, Chad, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't like popcorn because it gets stuck in your teeth, and you generally don't find that there's enough flavor to it to really justify the calories. Now, we actually do make a decent amount of popcorn in my house because my wife loves popcorn. And Novak talked about the extra steps. I guess I didn't even flinch at those because that's like a normal thing. Like we actually usually pop the popcorn over the stove, and then I usually put some kind of like oil on it, olive oil or something, and then we'll put some seasoning on top of that, like furikake or everything seasoning or something, right? Like, so we put like all kinds of like weird shit on our popcorn here. And when I say our popcorn, I mean her popcorn. Let's be clear. But I'm used to doing that, so it didn't feel all that egregious to me. In this case, I actually think it's worth it. If I did like popcorn, I think this would be the type of popcorn that I would go to. I like the Parmesan flavor there. I like the the Rosemary, I actually didn't find it quite as overwhelming as Geiger, but maybe I didn't get as much of it. And I was actually prepared to give it a like that at first couple bites, but the more I got into it, I realized, again, popcorn just, I think, not my thing. So I'm going to stick with an indifferent to that for this thing. But as far as popcorns go, it's pretty good.
All right, so if you are a microwave popcorn fan, it might be worth trying this Quinn popcorn. And we all just got it from Target, so you could probably get it somewhere near you. We do slightly recommend it. It's the winner of this episode. Geiger, where can the listeners contact us?
If you have called any of those hotlines, please tell us how that went. I'm dying to know. Chad, what are you doing?
I just went back to the Rice-A-Roni because I was like, I just want to see if it's still good, like 30 minutes later, and I just tasted it, and it's cold.
I saw you
nasty.
put a forkful to your tongue, stick your tongue out and shake your head and put it down.
Yeah, spit it out immediately. Yeah. It's bad.
If you have had your wife or mother cucked by Hulk Hogan, we'd love to hear that. Or fucked, not cucked. That makes no sense. Just straight up fucked her.
Fucked and cucked.
It makes no sense.
It doesn't really add up. Fucking, that's a normal thing that could happen. If a demon has ever insulted you, anything like that happened, please let us know. If you'd like us to insult you, we could do that. Just call me directly. Give me the Venmo me like $10 and I'll just rip you to shreds.
Email us at youtrydat@gmail.com with the subject, tell me what you think of me, and we will reply, we're the mummy, you suck ass. That's what we'll reply. So hit us up.
So we're the mummy.
We're all the mummy.
We're collectively the mummy.
Yeah, but you can get a hold of us as Chad said, at youtrydat@gmail.com. You can reach out to us through our Facebook group, You Tried Dat, hashtag You Tried Dat on Twitter. We're on YouTube and Instagram. We would love it if you would reach out with a question for the mailbag, suggest a snack, tell us what you thought of our ratings. And in general, leave us a review, give us some stars wherever you listen to your podcast. Tell your friends and family, maybe not the family who's too squeamish about hearing about Hulk Hogan, rail your family members, but anyone else that you think might enjoy that.
Line turn into?
Don't recommend this podcast to your mom till after she's been fucked and cucked. Then you can tell her all about it.
The Hulk Hogan line just turned into him detailing how he's sleeping with your family members. It's
a Hulk Hogan / sex party line. It's just Hulk Hogan's sex life.
It's not a party line. It just tells you he slept with people in your family.
Hey, I need a few details for the scenario. What's your wife's name? Jolene? Yeah, I fucked Jolene. What?
Yeah. Your aunt blew me.
I gave her the leg drop, and then she just stayed there. Anyway, reach out to us. Thanks.
Two other ones I didn't put in were, there were a bunch, but that I found funny. One was called the Corey Hotline. It was Corey Feldman and Corey Haim, like two 80s stars. And they both go on saying, call this number, and then you can hear a message with my personal number, and then you can give me a call. And they both were, then they cut to the other one saying, like, yeah, call up, I'll give you my personal number, and you'll have direct contact with me. I was like, well, that can't be true.
You call one number, and then just to get another number, just to pick which Corey's number you want, and then call that number or something.
Then like 10 years later, they're calling you for a job or something. Hey, man, remember you were in my fan club? I'm really hard up, dude.
The other one was a Freddy Krueger one, which what it said wasn't that the commercial wasn't that funny. It was really like the monster one where it was, call me and I'll tell you all about my dreams, or something. But then the number was 1-900-909-FRED.
Good old Fred Krueger.
909 Fred. We couldn't spring for 1-900-Freddy, bitch. That's all he says.
Who would call any of the, like, I maybe the Hulk Hogan one when you're a kid and you're into wrestling. Who calls a number to be insulted? I don't understand.
What if like 1-900-Freddie K or whatever was like already bought by like Hulk Hogan, and you call him up and he's just like, I'm in your nightmares, brother. He's got all of them. He's also the Coreys. He's also the Coreys. He's like, hey, remember when I was at Goonies, brother?
Then you call like 1-900-909 golf, and he's like, teeing off this Sunday's Lee Trevino at 1 p.m.
Lee Trevino, when I see you on the 19th hole, that's not a thing, probably 18th hole. I'm going to take you down,
picked
brother.
one number higher than the amount of holes there are.
Most golfers can only take 18, but the huckster goes 19, brother. Lee Trevino, you got the stamina to hang with Hulk? Your wife doesn't think so.
Lee Trevino's going to be hitting the links on Sunday while I'm hitting his wife.
All right. Well, that'll do it for this week. We will be next week. We're gonna start a string. We got some guests coming up, so make sure you come back, listen to this summer's shows. So that'll do it for this time. But we'll be back next time. We're trying out 3 brand new things.
Deuces.
Yep.
Guess what? Corey Haim and Corey Feldman are giving out their personal numbers. If you call 1-900-909-3700, you can listen to their private phone messages and get their personal number where you can leave them a message of your own.
If you call me right now, I'll give you my private number.
You call that number, and you'll hear a recording, and I'll give you my personal number if you call that, and we'll wrap.